In today's video, I present you two incredible stories in which Padre Pio instantly healed diseases, both of which were deadly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to our YouTube channel following Padre Pio. If you're new to our channel, Padre Pio was a Capuchin friar, mystic, and miracle worker whose intercession is still very powerful and active today. We publish videos and shorts 5 days a week, so follow us to find out more about the life of this fascinating saint, and you will be amazed at what Padre Pio can do for you, a family member, or a friend. And now to our story. Our first story is sourced from the book Sayings and Stories of Padre Pio by Father Costantino Capobianco. In this book, we find a story about the miraculous healing of none other than Father Agostino, Padre Pio's spiritual director and close friend. Listen to this. Like Padre Pio, Father Agostino also served in the Italian army in World War I and was fortunate to be discharged without suffering any injuries. He arrived at the convent of San Marco la Catola and quickly found a sense of peace. However, he contracted the Spanish flu, a harsh disease that claimed numerous lives across Italy in 1918 and 1919. The infection was severe, mainly affecting one arm. The pains were piercing, frequent, and sharp. At times, it felt as though a drill was piercing through the muscle of his arm. Poor Father Agostino was exhausted. One day, the pain became nearly unbearable, and Father Agostino reported that in those moments of agony, the devil whispered to him, "Blasphemy." He recounted the temptation was as terrible as the pain itself. Now, the story doesn't go into detail what exactly the devil wanted of Father Agostino, but it seems likely to me that he wanted Father Agostino to commit blasphemy in the form of cursing the Lord for allowing him to suffer such excruciating pain. However, Father Agostino did not yield. Instead, he cried out, "Padre Pio," and suddenly the pain stopped. After making a full recovery, Father Agostino took the first opportunity to visit Padre Pio and asked him, "Pio, I called your name. Did you hear me?" To which Padre Pio responded, "Well, Father, you called me with great strength," confirming that he did indeed come to Father Agostino's aid. Father Agostino's account is a good example that when we do not yield to Satan, but rather submit to providence and sincerely ask for help, we can trust in God's mercy for the grace of a cure. And with that, we conclude our first story. Our second story revolves around Massimiliano Allegri, a resident of Ascoli Piceno, a province in central Italy. In 1939, around the time when Mr. Allegri was celebrating his son's first birthday, he received a devastating diagnosis, a tumor in his neck. The family, worried about his health, spent enormous amounts of money to have him treated in Germany. However, despite the expensive treatments, the specialists eventually concluded that nothing more could be done. "You have 6 more months to live," the doctors told Mr. Allegri. On his way back home from Germany, Mr. Allegri felt devastated. He was so desperate that he wanted to jump off the train. He only stopped himself when he thought of his little son, Vincenzo. Once back home, his wife and mother continually pressured him to visit Padre Pio in San Giovanni Rotondo. He eventually agreed and made the trip. Upon arrival, he found Padre Pio engaged in a conversation with a group of people at the cemetery. When Padre Pio noticed him, he signaled for him to come closer and said to him, "You have a 1-year-old son, don't you? And what do you have there in your neck? Let me have a look." After briefly touching the tumor, Padre Pio simply said, Go, go, go. Go home. Mr. Allegri left feeling disappointed, thinking that his efforts had been in vain again. He didn't get the chance to confess, nor did he share his struggles with Padre Pio. However, that very night, he made a discovery that caused him to let out a scream of amazement. There was nothing left in his neck. Everything had returned to normal. He had experienced a miraculous healing at the hands of Padre Pio. End of story. I'd like to take a moment to thank the members of our Protected Children of Padre Pio program for your continued financial help and support. You make these videos possible for everyone. We thank you from our heart. May Our Lady and Padre Pio reward you abundantly. If you're not yet a member of this special program, why not join now? Members have special spiritual as well as material benefits. Just click the link in the description below to find out more. Thank you for listening. Please give our channel a boost by continuing to watch another video. This will help with the YouTube algorithm. I have recommended some videos especially chosen for you on the end screen. Or just click on one of the links in the description below for a full selection of great Padre Pio stories or our playlist, Padre Pio Thoughts for the Day. And don't forget to enroll your Mass intentions for next Friday's Padre Pio Holy Mass. You will find the link in the description below. And stay tuned for the next video on the life of Padre Pio.